I'm going to talk a lot in this video, so I hope they put on a good show for you guys. This is their first time, I guess, outside of the property other than in people's houses. They still haven't had their shots yet, so I found a tennis court that's fenced and brought them out so they don't get cabin fever. And also, that's our new version of gold and silver. They got new collars. So I know it seems like that there's been a question about whether or not I have two puppies, if I'm keeping any of them. Well, the short answer is no. Neither of these puppies will be mine. They are out of Safi. Some of you might know her better as Stinky number 3. She's one of Sunshay's Stinkies. Safi is co-owned between my friend Helen and our breeder. Safi was the only female in her litter of 7, and the breeder wanted to keep her, but my friend had gotta do a pickup. Good boy. What's this? Go. Anyway, so I was saying, Safi came from a litter of 7, but she was the only female, and the breeder wanted to keep her. My friend had, I guess by that time, waited almost 2 years for a female puppy, and she didn't want to wait any longer. So basically, the breeder and my friend came to an agreement of co-ownership where Safi will at some point have a litter to the stud of the breeder's choice. And so basically this is the result of that one litter. Some of you guys know already that there are from frozen semen breeding using, I think it was 18-year-old frozen semen who was actually Sunshay's grandfather. Usually it is not recommended that noise scared them. Hi! Good boy. That's pretty good recovery. Good boy. Usually you would never do a frozen semen breeding on a first-time female. They call it maiden bitch. They call it the first-time female's maiden bitch. So you wouldn't do that because usually the first-time females, they're not as fertile. So, and with frozen semen, the lifespan of the sperm once thawed is like a maximum of 1 to 2 hours, according to the reproductive specialists we saw. So your chances are not very good when you do a frozen semen on a first-time bitch. So what usually people would do in this case is do a natural breeding where they do a live cover, so the sperm lives for something like 5+ days once inside a female, and that way you're almost guaranteed a pretty good sized litter. And then they'll breed the female again in the following heat using frozen semen, and that way, you know, the female is supposedly the most fertile after in the heat cycle following a successful litter. But because we were in this my friend was in this co-ownership situation where she was only on the contract to do one breeding, so and this was the breeding that the breeder really wanted a female pup from, so we took the chance and did the breeding. And with frozen semen, because the lifespan of the sperm is so, I guess, low, that you really need to get your timing right. So that meant you have basically, once the female comes into season, you start your progesterone testing, because you need to know the exact date of ovulation. Just 1 second. What is that? No, not eating that. Come on, puppies. Go get it. Well, you missed the ball. Silly guy. There, brother has it. Basically, yeah, you need to know the exact date of ovulation, and then you count, basically, I think it's around 72 hours, and then that's when you do the insemination, because that's when the eggs are penetrable. They're not penetrable right when they ovulate. So, Safi usually comes into season every April and October, like clockwork. But, she was quite late this time. She didn't come into season until mid-November. And her ovulation day came around Sanjay's birthday week. I think it was around Sanjay's 15th birthday week. And I guess that was a day that I've been dreading ever since Sanjay passed away. I knew it was probably going to be like the second most difficult day of my life. And we usually, we always spend it at home in Vancouver. We would go on our outings and then do a celebration. Well, but because Safi came into season late, and the reproductive specialist that the breeder wanted to use, who is a very, very good reproductive specialist, happened to be in the States, down in Tacoma, Washington. So that meant I couldn't be home. That meant that I had to drive down to Seattle. I stayed with my friend in Seattle, and basically we were doing daily progesterone testing to find out when Safi would ovulate and when we would do the insemination. So anyways, these puppies are as a result of ovulation that happened on Sanjay's birthday, so on November 25th. And their due date was January 26th. So you count 63 days from November 25th. That was the due date. And they were born on January 27th. We gave them one extra day. Hi. So that's how we came to have these puppies. We had about 8 people on Safi's puppy list that they were all Sanjay fans. They have all known Safi from, I guess, my videos and of Sanjay and her stinkies, and there were a few that have actually met Safi, so they were all very looking forward to getting a puppy. But of course we have 2, and only one is available to go to pet home. The breeder will take the other one. And so basically the breeder had wanted to take Safi back to do the breeding, but because she lives over the border in the States, that meant Safi had to stay with her and stay throughout the whelp, and also 2 months following whelp. And my friend Helen really didn't want her dog to be away for that long, so she asked me if I thought I could help with whelping puppies and, you know, raising them until they're ready to go, so Safi and the puppies could both stay in Vancouver. And I agreed to do it. And I have to say, they have kept me very busy, but they've really matured into, well, not matured, but grown up into really nice puppies. So it is pretty rewarding to know that you did a good job, and one will go and be a very happy pet and will make someone very happy, to make a family very happy. Oh my God, Mr. Gold. Crazy. You're crazy. Jesus. Good thing Silver's chunkier, he can take it. And then the other one will hopefully become an asset to a breeding program that's been around for almost 40 years and that's been consistently producing very nice dogs. Sunshade, Jaffa's sister Stella, and Safi are all from the same breeding program, and now these puppies. So yeah, that's about. People started coming to the tennis court to play tennis, so we had to leave. I brought them back to my place. So it's the first time they've been in Sunshade's yard. As you can see, the giant holes are still there. Jaffa's not much of a digger. Well, he's not a digger at all, so the holes haven't been touched. I've been staying at Safi's house, and that's where the pups have been. And Jaffa's there too, so they haven't been here. Okay, you, what's on your head? What are you doing? Hey. Ouch. I hope Sunshade doesn't see that I brought new stinkies in and they're playing in her holes. It's actually quite funny. When I found out that Safi ovulated on Sunshade's birthday, I thought, oh no, that must be an omen. And I thought those eggs were gonna be infertile, because there was no way that Sunshade would allowed more stinkies to be made, since she really did not enjoy them, and especially to be made by one of her stinkies. And that was Safi, her stinky number 3. Safi is one that had extreme respect. I mean, they all respected Sunshade a lot, but Safi was the one that just was very respectful. Always gave her a wide berth, or just stood still and didn't move. But we got 2 babies, and they're very nice boys. Come on. You eating dandelion? What you eating? What's in your mouth? So these boys will always have a special place in my heart. but they're not for me. I'm not at a point where I want another dog. So it's another one of Sunshay's giant holes. It's actually many holes and it just expanded. Yeah.